What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Riding Dad channel, or welcome if it's your first time. Either way, very glad to have you. We're doing new brakes. You saw the thumbnail. We're replacing the rotors, the pads, and the bolts. I'll explain everything I got. I'll give you some part numbers right after this intro.
Riding Dad YouTube channel, it's the Riding Dad YouTube channel, it's the Riding Dad YouTube channel, it's the Riding Dad.
All right, so first and foremost, I got all the stuff that I'm going to be talking to you, with the exception of the ARP bolts, but we'll touch on that and why, from Tucker Speed. Speaking of which, this is a new shirt I got from them. Pretty sweet, yeah, pretty sweet. They're actually in the middle of, as of filming this video, they're in the middle of doing a new merch drop and stuff, so keep your eye on the site. But as always, use code RIDINGDAD on Tucker Speed and check out my affiliate link in every description of every YouTube video I have. Helps me out and helps you guys out because you guys save 10%. Okay, now on to the also their customer service is amazing. Like I cannot tell you, it is by far the best customer service out of anybody I've ever used for anything. So very good. I have, as you all should know, a 20 Harley Davidson Lowrider S. So I have a dual disc setup in the front. You may not if you have like a lowrider or whatever, but if you have like a single disc setup, like a lowrider, all the part numbers should be the same. You just won't need two of everything. Since GALFER came out with the CUBIQ rotors, I have absolutely been in love with them. Which brings us to my new rotors. So for those of you who saw my other video, I was talking about from the Tail of Dragon that way before I put Lindahl Extreme pads on the stock brake setup. They worked great, and you can actually feel like a pretty big improvement over stock. However, my rotors obviously could not take it because almost immediately within the first couple 100 miles, the rotors just started to get warped and everything, and now I've developed quite a decent vibration with braking. So new rotors. Obviously, when you replace the rotors, you should do brake pads at the same time. So I went ahead and reached out to Tucker Speed. I was like, hey, I want the GALFER CUBIQs for sure, because I've always loved the way these look. These just look rad to me. So, you know, maybe stay with GALFER rotors, just, you know, for the sake of brand matching, but what do you guys recommend? And they said these specific pads are what they're running on their race bike, hence my shirt. So they recommended these. They said they're not sure how they are on brake dust because obviously they don't pay attention to that kind of stuff as much as you would on a road bike. The Lindahl Extremes were insanely bad about brake dust, which is, I mean, most of the time is a trade-off. You get really aggressive braking and you get more brake dust. But so I will keep you guys posted to let you know how I am liking these as far as brake dust goes and as far as braking, but I'm sure they're going to be great because I'm getting new rotors as well. So the part numbers on these. This specific part number, let me go ahead and show you guys up close so I can't mess up saying anything. Hopefully that, so I can actually focus on there. That is the part number for these guys. They are sintered ceramics. And then, let me see where the part number is up there. Part number, I don't know if it's going to focus on that one. Part number 1710-4019. But of course, like I said, I will link this in the description for the Tucker Speed link 100%. And then, of course, if you have any questions, if you have a different bike, reach out to Tucker Speed and just say, hey, this is my bike, whatever. I don't. If you don't see it on the site, because even though it's not on the site, doesn't mean that they don't have access to get it, and then you can still get your Riding Dad 10% off. So the bolts that come stock for the rotors on Harley are okay. I've never had an issue with them. However, this between powder coating and stuff like that, I have taken these bolts on and off several times. Figured I'm going bougie with the CUBIQ. I'm going bougie with the pads. Why not go bougie with the bolts? So I went ahead and ordered some ARP bolts. As you know, everybody is sold out of ARP everywhere. So I actually went ahead and got this directly from Summit Racing. I actually measured the stock bolts. I took one of them off, went over to my Ace Hardware, measured the thread. It is a 5/16 18 threading, and they are just shy of 1 inch. So I guess, actually fun fact here, If you go on the IMZZ website, they have a lot of ARP bolt kits in black or stainless. They have an ARP bolt kit for the rotors. However, they, on their site, specifically state that those bolts are 3/4 inch. So I went ahead and bought a regular hex head bolt that was a full inch long and put it in just to make sure the threading went all the way through and there wasn't going to be an issue, and it fits just fine. So I'm not sure why IMZZ is running 3/4, because you're losing a decent amount of threading that's holding your rotors on, but you guys know how I feel about IMZZ anyway, and even if I ordered them, I could have ordered them last year from IMZZ, and I probably would have been making this video in another 3 years saying, hey, I still haven't gotten my bolts, so we're just waiting. But anyway, I ordered these directly from Summit. They are, the part number is 612-1000. Again, they are 5/16, 18 threading, and these are 1 inch. So I just ordered 3 sets of these, that way I have them. I'm just important to note too, I'm not doing my rear wheel right now. My rear is fine. The rears, you can't get that good braking out of it no matter what you do unless you delete the ABS, because the ABS just kicks in too quickly with the rear wheel. So I don't have any issue as far as like my rear rotor or anything like that. And obviously the rear, just like I said, with the ABS, it kind of sucks. So there's really no purpose for me right now to do that. I will at a later date, just so I have everything complete. But I bought some other stuff that's in boxes behind you guys, and then for a lot of other videos, so I was kind of trying to appropriate my money in a way that I could get the stuff that was more important to be done first. So here we go. We're gonna take off the wheel. Just for simplicity's sake, I already took off my fender just so I don't accidentally scratch it up or get in the way or anything, but we're gonna take off the wheel, we're gonna put the wheel down, we're going to take the old rotors off, put the new rotors in, follow torque specs if you guys care about torque specs, obviously. Look it up in your manual or Google it. I'm sure it's going to be insanely easy to find. If I decide that it is quick enough for me to find and I remember when I'm editing the video, I will put it in, I don't know, either now or when I'm doing the rotors. Take the brake calipers off, clean off. You guys should have seen my install as far as my Lindahl pads. Same exact concept as that. So watch that video for more of an in-depth on just the pad install, but it's super easy. You literally just pull them out and put the new ones back in. And I'll see you guys back when everything is on and the bike is looking fresh. All right, so everything is on, wheels back on. They look awesome. I'm super happy with them. The only thing that is kind of disappointing is the last time you guys just saw it, the last time when I had my wheels powder coated, they left that whole part where like the brake rotor comes in contact with it uncoated. They taped that off. It was fine when I had my old style rotors, but now with these GALFERs, they have a lot exposed. So it actually would have been really cool for the blue to actually show through those parts. I mean, you saw it in the video. It would have been cool to have those blue highlights. So that part kind of sucks, but the rotors themselves are really cool. Also important to note, depending on where your brake level was at before, this is a really good time to flush your brake fluid. I probably will flush them. I just did a whole system flush about I'd say within the year, and you don't even have to do it every year, obviously. So I'm pretty fresh, and the pads that I had before weren't really worn down, and then I replaced them with the Lindahl pads, and those were obviously brand new, and I replaced those with these pretty shortly after. So I probably don't necessarily have to do it, but I may anyway, just to kind of definitely make sure, like, bleed them and everything, but it should be okay. Also, just keep in mind, if you're not going to bleed or flush or anything like that, if you are going from really worn down pads that you've had on for a lot of years, and you've maybe done a bleed and a flush before or something like that, and then you go to brand new pads, you might run out of area in your reservoir up top for your master cylinder. So open it and, you know, at least see where you are, get a gauge on it, because you obviously can't have it overfilled. You're gonna have brake problems also. So this leads me to the last part, which you guys won't see on video because it'll be super boring for you to see. You have to bed in the brakes. You have to seat them and everything correctly. So what GALFER recommends is the same thing I did with my Lindahl pads. I will correct myself, or you correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just going on. I got to read them again. But basically just a few stops, you know, slow 5 to 10 gradual stops, 5 to 10 miles an hour, and then you bump that up 3 to 4 times at, well, I think it was like 15 to 20 miles an hour, and then you bump it up to like 30 to 40, and then I think there was maybe one more, just gradually, you know, progressively faster, so you're braking longer distances a couple times, and then you repeat that process about 3 to 4 times, just to make sure everything goes well. Also, off camera, out of the garage, I sprayed some brake cleaner on the new rotors. They don't feel like they have any oil like a lot of, especially like car rotors do. But it's never a bad idea to just clean all your new rotors, even your old rotors, with some brake clean. Just make sure you get everything off there and give your brakes the best possible shot to perform well. You guys saw me apply the brake lubricant. Also a good time to clean out your actual calipers. Make sure you get all the dirt and grime out of there, and apply some more brake lubricant to your moving parts in your caliper area. Other than that, it's a pretty simple install, guys. Very easy for you to do at home for yourself. I got nothing else. I actually am going to open up the box behind you guys and start a second video now. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you like this video. It really does help me out, and I hope you like this video. Let me know what you think of the CUBIQ rotors from GALFER, or GALFER in general. Let me know if you have any other brake questions or brake related things to share with me on Instagram, direct messages, the easiest way to talk to me. And until the next time, guys, ride safe, have fun. Dad out.